I'm Michelle Russo, and this is the Sunday Scaries Show. We're going to break down the good, the bad, and the downright scary experiences of the modern dating world. In this series, I'm going to cover everything from ghosting to what's going down in the DM. And to throw in a little twist, I've decided to use the Lent Brewery as my home base for filming.
I don't want to go in there. I don't like it.
No one can hear you scream down here, but you'll hear me. So what's scarier, the modern dating world or the paranormal? You be the judge. This is the Sunday Scaries Show. I'm having a great time. Please watch the show. See you guys later. Welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Scaries Show. Today's guest I'm so excited for. We've got a stage name so we can say all the things. Michael
Pseudonym.
Dennis.
Fake name, yep.
Yes.
Let it roll.
Let it roll.
Let's go.
I won't even tell you his real last name.
No one knows. Yeah, no criminal checks will be had.
Yeah. No one knows.
I've concealed my past quite well, thank you. So we'll stick to the stage name.
Stick to it.
My stripper name.
Your I wasn't gonna say, but like, yeah, this is your stripper name. So this is my very first author that we've ever had on the show, and ironically, an author who, like myself, has written about single dating world.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
So where did you get most of your material? Because you told me that you were not much of like a DM, chat room kind of deal. I got a lot of my stuff out of DMs and just the dating sites in general.
I mean, it is semi-autobiographical in terms of the writing and the topics, but it's when you've been, I'm 31, so eventually you garner enough terrible, outings and terrible mishaps that you can write about it in kind of a collective way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm kind of old school where most of my dating comes from meeting women at the bars.
Wait, I forgot
friends.
to ask though, was this a lot of this gathered material from, because you're not from St. Louis, but was a lot of this from your experience once you moved here?
Most of it was St. Louis, some traveling, some, I'm from up north, like Minneapolis, Wisconsin area. And so some's from, living up there, but for the most part, it's actually St. Louis stories, and it's set in St. Louis. So I use real bars.
Was it set at Wheelhouse?
I actually, of all the establishments in the book, they're the one bar I changed because, for legal purposes probably, because I actually defile them in a way. Like I'm very, I don't speak well of them. So I changed their name to the Cockpit in the book.
But it's them.
That's what it is. It's a bunch of cocks hanging around.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But yeah, so there is, the Wheelhouse technically is in there. I like the Wheelhouse much more now.
Same.
I've came around to them.
It's not their fault. These dating fields are not their fault.
No, it's not their fault what assholes show up at the door and want to spend time there. So
they set it up.
They're just making money. But yeah, I suppose.
Well,
there's a lot of St. Louis in there.
There's a lot of St. Louis in there. Okay, so when was the last time, quarantine stuff, so whatever, but prior to that, when was the last time you went to Wheelhouse? Because it's very different when you're 31, like 25.
I know,
you
shouldn't go in there past 26.
But we do. Like I was in my prime at 26.
No, I got a cot in the basement actually.
Do you?
I spent a lot of time there.
Yeah. In VIP?
That is the VIP actually. The basement's the real VIP. Yeah.
Really? Hang on a second, because you hang out with a lot of St. Louis professional athletes. I won't blow up spots too much, but like they know about this?
The basement? No, they're not.
They're not there.
They're not a high enough tier to find out about the basement.
Yeah.
Only hack writers and homeless people mostly know about the basement.
Cool. Yeah. I'm so pissed. Why wasn't I invited? Like I wrote.
You're a good writer, so that's why you didn't get.
You don't know yet. You haven't read the book yet. You don't know.
Only assuming. Yeah.
Assuming. Okay, so you got a lot of your materials from St. Louis. I got a lot of my materials. I got all my material from St. Louis for the most part. A couple in Kansas City, Chicago, here and there. But what's the worst part about dating in the Midwest?
In the Midwest?
Well, you've traveled so much.
I actually prefer the Midwest, to be honest. They're more fun. They're stuck up West Coast, and even even Minneapolis. I think Midwest is actually more outgoing and more fun and more. Their standards are lower, so naturally for me, that's a benefit.
Their standards are lower.
Yeah,
That's
sorry,
amazing.
Midwest gals, you got low standards. Exhibit A.
So,
Yeah.
What's up? Okay, so you go into it. So mine is a little different because every single chapter is a different person. Like everybody gets a nickname. It's like one by one. You'll see, because we're gonna trade books after this and we're gonna read each other. So yours is more continual. So you're really like, it's different. We were talking about this off air. It's different. A girl writing in this kind of genre versus a guy writing in this. So you can
Very
say
much so, yeah.
whatever you want.
I mean, to an extent.
And you did.
I mean, I don't want to be labeled like a misogynist, but yeah, we have. I would say a guy has more leeway in terms of his image. In terms of like, if a guy is on a lot of dates with women, that's considered more normal. Where if a girl is writing about a lot of guys, then obviously she gets labeled unfairly.
I forgot. Okay, I forgot to tell you this actually. Our friend Sarah, our mutual friend Sarah that I cheered with on the Rams.
We'll edit this part out. Sarah doesn't need to be mentioned. At any
She might
capacity.
need to be. She might have just like really blew up your spot here.
Go on.
She said that you were just the king of like the one night stands. Is that true?
That's not true
That's
whatsoever.
not true?
Women
Sarah
despise
lied.
me. I wish I was the king of one night stands.
Ah. Do you have any stories like that in your book?
Of one night stands? Yeah.
You do.
Although it is, or to preface, it's a novel, so it is fictionalized.
But your parents read
The
it.
character's way cooler. My parents read it.
And
Yeah,
how'd
we
that
don't-
go?
So I'll say my mom would be proud of me no matter, like she'd be proud of me if I was like a serial killer.
Cool.
Like,
Well, you're
she
you're
would
in
like
the right
both.
spot.
This is the best spot for serial killer's lair.
Yeah.
Like she would boast about it. She'd be like, oh, 15 murders, not a trace of DNA. It's the best since Dahmer.
You know, there's
No,
a
but-
podcast after him and his killings.
I'll have to check that out, yeah.
You're gonna be Dear John. Your mom's
That'll,
like, that's
that'll
my
be
son.
influence for my next novel. But no, so they've read it. All they'll say about it is it's well written. I think it's uncomfortable. It's a little. There's drugs, gratuitous drug use, alcohol, sex. Like it's a little. I think it's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
My mom texted me that my aunt read it, and she's like, "Yeah, your aunt's a little weirded out by the book." I was like, "Well, don't fucking read the book, Aunt Mary." Like, you know. What
I
mean?
understand, Brenda. It's not for you.
Yeah.
I
so-
know. My dad read mine. He was like, I mean, I'm just saying, now that you're engaged, it's not a good book. Like, it's not, it's just, I want to have fun. I want to laugh at my dating fail stories. There's nothing bad. I mean, there's really
No, me
nothing bad in
neither.
mine. There's some bad curse words.
Although if mine wasn't fiction, I'd be under investigation most likely.
You would.
But I've had parents read it and think it's funny, of friends and whatnot. So it's not that it's only a certain age can enjoy it, but it's a little lewd for mom and dad.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this. Do you feel like it's a little lewd for just Midwest in general because they're a little bit more like from the Midwest, proud to be from the Midwest, but at the same time like, oh God, if this book, my book is well received on the East Coast and the West Coast, but Midwest sometimes gets like
I don't think geographically I have necessarily a demographic. I think it's
so different for guys.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so you,
I'll have to write a book as a woman. I don't know how that we would make that happen, but I'd like to see what it's like.
Well,
yeah.
what's your book number 2 about? Can you say yet?
Yeah, it's the same character, but it's not a sequel necessarily.
Yeah.
It's so this book is quite thin plot. Like it's more character driven and more just funny stories, and it's like littered with jokes. I don't think I'm necessarily a good enough writer to really captivate someone's attention from start to finish. So kind of out of insecurity, there's a lot of jokes in there to keep the reader's attention. Where the second book, I've got a little bit more confidence in the writing. So there's more of a plot. He's a journalist in St. Louis, writing a daily column. Rather than being single, he actually has a psychotic girlfriend. And so it's a lot more
you
with...
could write that
Much more with relationship based, and then eventually from his columns there's kind of like these lobbyists and high social class business people that kind of invite him into their circle because they want to use his columns to put out the word on certain things, and he finds out they're kind of corrupt. He starts dating one of the daughters, so it's much more plot driven. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's long. It's an even bigger piece of shit in that it's longer. There's a lot more pages.
A lot more pages.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get into a lot more as the show goes on because the next couple of segments, let's get like your true thoughts. Yeah, drink your whiskey. Let's get the true thoughts on dating, quarantine dating, just all the things. We'll be back. Okay, this segment.
We're back. Do you have commercials?
Not yet.
Okay.
Do you have anybody that wants to sponsor me?
I have no one that wants to sponsor this episode. Maybe on one I'm not on. You might, I can help you out.
We're working on it. Please reach out if you'd like to
I know a lot
sponsor.
of Jiffy Lubes that are in the market for
Awesome.
top tier advertising.
That wants to advertise in a show that's shot in a warehouse.
Yes.
Empty,
Very much, yeah.
haunted, industrial.
Very ominous.
It's a
A
loop.
lot of broken windows, very
of broken
Saw-like.
windows.
I
Yeah.
used the bathroom, and
Thought you were gonna die.
I have anthrax now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies. Well, let's talk about something that you don't want to talk about. Let's talk about the DMs, just in general. You're not much of a slide into a DM guy,
Not a big proponent of, not unprovoked, no.
but like for any specific reason, like you've tried in the past.
I think you should reply to stories. I think it's much more nonchalant, and it's technically prompted by that person because they posted something.
That's true. That does.
If you just slide in like, "Hey, what's up?" Like you're an asshole.
You're an asshole.
You know what I mean?
We-
But if you respond to a story in a certain way that kind of evokes a conversation, I think that's a fair way to do it.
Oh my God, you're a conversation starter. That's so genius. Did you pick that up on your own? This is from experience and like single before you were loathing it, or like?
There's no strategy to it.
There's no strategy.
Yeah. I think I just had something to say. I have a lot to say, unfortunately. So I think when somebody
Same.
posts something, I'm like, well, I'm so important that I have to say something.
I have
now.
to tell
I
you
have
my
to add-
thought.
And then I realize, oh, she responded. This
Yeah.
is great. Yeah.
Joe's over here telling a fib. Joe, my fiance, is telling a fib in the background. I responded. I did that
You
to you.
slide minx. You.
Hang on, this is not
Wowee.
true.
Did you hear that, folks? DM extraordinaire.
Not even.
Taylor Swift on the side of UPS truck.
Back.
Said, "This is the last time I'll ever buy a package from them. Look what you made me do."
Look what you made me do.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Slid right into the
That was after months
Wow.
of him asking me out, and I said no because he just got out of a long-term relationship. I was like, somebody's gonna
Look how
be.
fast you flip that. You
I'll
know
flip
what I
that
mean?
switch.
It's like, yeah.
I said somebody's gonna be your rebound. Won't be me, but I'll catch you after. Here we are. Now we're
Fair
engaged.
enough. Yeah.
Trying to get married in
That
October.
that is a great script for the next budding rom-com. If anyone wants to write it out there.
You know what?
Yeah, we'll team up and write the
Together.
America's Next Top rom-com right there.
Let's do that.
A Taylor Swift DM.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, technically, I guess I did reply to
See,
his
that's
story.
how it's done. Look at.
You came back at me. I didn't say that.
I came back at him.
See, that's how it's done.
That's how
Am
it's
I
done.
right? Yeah.
So you don't want to say or not, but like, have you possibly had success replying to somebody's story?
I mean, yeah, it definitely elicits conversations. Like,
Yeah.
and you don't look like. Again, it's more nonchalant. It's less what's the term, thirsty. Like you're just kind of replying in a way where you're not.
It's casual.
Yeah.
You could
I
care
would
less.
say, yeah,
You're
it's
just
much
replying.
yeah.
You know.
I've got something funny to say, and you're gonna sit there and read it about your
Exactly.
story. And if you want to respond, then we'll have
Great.
and we'll date a month later. That's how it works. Yeah.
See? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we were talking about if you just were directly sliding into the DM, you have much more success rates if you have that little blue check. Stupid blue check.
Oh. Well,
Those
yeah.
guys have like.
Unless you're just like a journalist for Fuck Off Weekly, like that doesn't. But like journalists get that. But like, yeah, if you're a person of substance, then yeah.
You got a little follow. Yeah,
You
got a
can
little
say anything you
following.
want. You can say I masturbate to midgets, like, and then they'd be like, cool. Well, you free tonight? Like, you can say anything with a blue check mark. I don't have a blue check mark.
So then you
yeah.
got to reply to
So I
stories.
struggle. You
This
gotta
is a
reply
good
to
tactic.
stories. Yeah.
Reply to stories because it's like casual. It says like you're only interested in what they're saying right there. You're not replying back to a bikini pic where they're looking off into the sunset. God. You know what the nice thing is about quarantine? I don't have to see these travel bloggers. I am so sick of. You probably love them. I
Travel
hate them.
bloggers?
You know, the girls, they got their thongs on and they're just like
Yeah,
every
God, I hate
single
that.
shot. I bet you do.
Gross.
Every
Disgusting.
single shot. Horrible. Well, for me, I'm like, God, roll it up. Are we done?
Did they do something to you? Did
No,
they
it's just
steal-
like they're
You
not
have a
sure.
fiance.
I have a
mean,
fiance. It's
Are
not-
they DMing your fiance? These travel
No,
bloggers?
but I will
Okay.
tell you what. There is one
You
girl.
seem to have a vendetta against people trying to make a decent living showing bodily functions.
I'm gonna go on a
and,
two-part here. I'm gonna tell you about the girl that's been.
Yeah.
Fiji does look. You can't see enough of Fiji because I'm seeing their ass cheeks with a casual caption as if they're describing Fiji when all I can see is their ass. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I want to actually see where they're traveling and I don't see it because they're trying to bullshit with me on these like stupid captions. You know what I mean?
Fair
like
enough.
the picture
Yeah.
doesn't match the caption. It's irritating. No, not for guys. At least we know.
I
Travel
like,
bloggers
I like women.
Keep, it
Keep
up.
doing those travel blogs, girls.
Do what you do,
Yeah,
girls.
Keep
It's-
doing it.
Yeah.
We don't care about where you're at. Just, yeah.
Yeah, we don't care.
So we disagree on this topic.
That's the only reason I am a little bit salty about the travel bloggers.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, girls don't really slide into Joe's DMs very much because
Well, he's a taken man.
he's a taken man.
Yeah.
This one bitch though, she doesn't care, and she went on a liking spree of like 12 different photos. Nicole J 097, I see you, girl. I see you.
Nicole J, what is it?
Nicole J 097, I see you, girl.
All right.
He's engaged. Time's up. Oh, Joe said, oh, the segment's up. Okay, fine, next segment. But seriously, Nicole, I see you, girl. I do.
Nicole J 1907?
097.
097. A lot of Nicole J's out there. She's
We'll find her. We'll find her. Okay, this is like an.
Yeah.
That's how we get into the segments.
Back.
Clap in, clap in. Let's talk about first dates, first date
Okay.
etiquette. So you were saying that you meet a girl at a bar, i.e. Wheelhouse, maybe allegedly.
Yeah. Well, I'm
What'd you
not
call
meeting
it?
women.
Dungeon
I'm
trouble?
not meeting women at coffee shops. So yeah,
Me
it's
neither.
typically at a bar.
Yeah. Well, I'm not meeting women, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not meeting anyone in a coffee
You're
shop.
not. Your fiance's probably happy about that.
He's on his phone in the back. He's like, whatever, whatever she's doing. Okay, so you meet a girl at Wheelhouse. What'd you call it?
Oh,
Fake name?
in the book, the cockpit.
The cockpit. So you
Yeah.
meet a girl at the cockpit, and then you're like, girl, I want to take you out. I'm going to take you to XYZ. You go to dinner. What is the one thing that changed your mind about her? Or the most irritating?
For it going poorly. Typical, just like banal, menial conversation, I think. Because there's so much to talk about. And if you resort to siblings or like hobbies, like once on a date, I actually had a girl, she asked what my hobbies were, and I was like, for fuck's sake. And then I answered, I have great hobbies, not to brag. You know, I wrote a book, no big deal. So then I said, well, how about you? And she literally said, naps.
Naps?
So falling asleep in the middle of the day was a hobby for her. And so at that point, I was kind of like,
We done, girl.
this girl stinks. Like, it's just not going to work out. So there's
Do
pretty
you
much
stay?
Oh yeah, I mean, I drink, heavily at that point.
Yeah.
Just there's no future.
But do you tell her, like, you know what, there's not gonna be a future out of this?
God no,
like,
that would be the meanest thing. Like, I'm not
Do you
cruel. I'm
go-
not a monster.
Hey, listen, like the last episode, Holly was our guest, and she was talking about how her mom has shown up to first dates before, walked in and been like, no, you're not what I signed up for. You look different online. I'm leaving. And she feels no shame about that.
I wish that it should be like that. I actually do think it should be like that, where especially if you meet on like a dating app and they're not what they presented themselves as,
False advertising.
you should be able to say to their face, I think it's called the lemon law on some show, but you should be able to say, I'm out of here. This is not what I signed up for. But it's not. You have to go through the motions and finish the date to be a respectful, contributing member of society and not be a total raging dickhead.
But how do you get rid of her though? Do you ghost?
I mean, I'm fine with being honest after, and I just say I don't think
like via text message or?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Text all the way.
All the way.
I think text. People like don't condone like breaking up over text or, God forbid, emails. But I think it's like the best way to do it, because you have time to think. You can express your thoughts clearly.
Yeah.
You have time to reply. Like in your response, you have time to think about something diplomatically, like rather than just off the cusp. And
right.
So yeah, over text for sure. I just say, we will never be, and then that's it.
We are never, ever, ever.
Thanks for a good time. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Thanks, but that's a wrap.
I'd rather be honest than ghost people, but.
That's good, because the ghosting, I mean, I've been ghosted and I have ghosted. I'm not proud of ghosting, but sometimes, I don't know, does everybody do it in the dating world? Once or twice, maybe?
For sure, yeah.
For sure. So besides
Ghosting,
that,
I will say, is better than stringing somebody along. Like, because after
That's
48
true.
hours, you're like, well, they either died or they just don't like me. Like, and either way, you have no chance of being with them. If they're dead, you're not going to date them.
Can you,
so
ghosting's
ghosting's better than someone just kind of texting back willy-nilly, like,
Totally.
Yeah,
girls
sorry,
don't
can't
get
make it Tuesday, and then it just prolongs. But I would just say be honest, but don't be like I said.
Don't be a dick about it.
Don't be a bigot.
That's such a big
Shit.
thing. Girls don't get it. And I'm like guilty of that. I can't. He's Just Not That Into You is a book and a movie that a lot of us have had to refer to, because you think it's called breadcrumbing, actually, when they'll like give you a little bit and then a couple of days go by and you're like, oh, I'm sure he's just super busy. He's not. He's just not that into you.
Right.
Girls don't pick up on it.
There's clear indicators. Like even guys that have good game, not speaking from experience, but guys that know what they're doing, there's indicators that they're interested. It's
i.e., let these girls know. Because seriously,
I wouldn't know. I said, I have little game.
No. But like, how do you show a girl that you are? How would a girl know?
That the guy's interested?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you text out of the blue, you initiate conversation,
Okay.
you ask them out.
Yeah.
If you have a first date, a guy that's interested will ask for a second date. If he doesn't, it should be clear that, or the girl should even wince at a second date. She should mention it even briefly, like the guy will know. If there's no mention of a second date, I mean, it's fine to try, but that should be an indicator that there's no interest on that.
Should a girl initiate a date? Like, how do you feel about a girl approaching a guy and being like, hey?
Oh, the Sadie Hawkins dance.
Oh, that's a cute way of describing it.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's open the floodgates.
Yeah.
Gender equality. Women should be asking men out. I agree.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're out with, if I flip the script on how to hook hot girl, which is a segment I've done with a lot of guests, if I flip it and say, like, for girls, okay, you're out at the cockpit and a
We're
girl,
at the cockpit, yeah.
you're out with guy friends, like, how are you going to treat a girl that walks up to you and
Any
blatantly
guy that
shoots a shot?
says, any guy that says no to a woman who is interested in him, you're a goddamn loser. First of all, like at least give her a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you might, and nothing wrong with being gay, but you might be interested in men. I'm sorry, but
Maybe.
so yeah, I'm all about women should, and I
They're
don't
too
see a
scared
problem with
too.
that. It's just how society is. I don't think there's
no rules.
Yeah.
There's no
There
rules.
should be no rules.
Now it's dating past quarantine. There are absolutely no rules. Shoot your shot. You don't know when you could be.
I agree. Yeah.
You could be dead tomorrow. Girl, shoot your shot.
Yeah, you might be.
Reply to the stories. Go up to him at cockpit whenever they open back up. I don't know how the bar situation is
Yeah.
going to be moving forward, but
As long as you can handle rejection. And again, a guy should never reject a woman who's, for whatever reason, interested in him. But as long as you can handle rejection, because it will eventually come, even for
Yeah.
a good-looking gal. Like it's just.
oh god,
you know.
yeah. No one is
I get
exempt.
rejected on a daily basis, and
Well, that's being a writer.
I'm numb to it now. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to be.
Right.
You have to be.
So just be ready, girls, if you're gonna go to the Sadie Hawkins dance and ask the cute guy out. Just he might tell you to fuck off.
A little
Just
prep
saying, yeah.
work when you're going to the Sadie Hawkins dance beforehand, or you want him to like cyber stalk you after. Selfies, not your thing.
Oh, I hate the selfies.
I hate selfies.
I hate them.
I hate them. I only take disgusting selfies to send to my mother to be like, ugh, look what you
No,
created.
yeah. Ironically, or in a one-on-one conversation, selfies are fine. To disseminate amongst, a sea of people, and you've got this oblique camera angle with like the most irrelevant caption paired with it. Like,
Hang
that makes
on,
me-
hello, you gave me shit about my travel bloggers. That's what I'm saying. It's your face, and you're like, look.
Yeah, but those travel bloggers,
They got-
someone's taking the photo, and it's not their Gumby arm, going. It's somebody else. I don't like selfies. I just don't see it's probably a mental disorder if you're taking, constant selfies.
It is. I've had
Thank
to
God I
stop.
don't have a readership, because I would have just lost half of my readership with that comment.
Did I lose
But
half of
I
mine?
I hate selfies.
I hate selfies. I don't think anyone cares to see. Our
Get
dance
some
coach would never
fucking
let us do it.
friends. You know what I mean? Go hang out with people.
Your friends
in a
won't.
social
Your
setting.
friends won't let you do that. Your friends
Yeah.
will give. If you have true friends, your friends will give you so much shit
Yeah.
for taking a selfie.
There's probably some exceptions, like anything, but
Always.
I'm talking about like constant. I've taken a selfie if I've got a beautiful, travel blog backdrop or something, but like just constant, like continual selfies.
Selfies over.
Not for me. Yeah.
You're
Not
dead
a fan.
selfies. Yeah, leave the selfies behind.
I wish there wasn't that functionality on a phone to take a front forward facing picture.
Shit, me too.
Yeah.
Because I hit that
Although I
button on
suppose then you
accident.
could just reverse it. See, I'm an idiot because you could just turn it. But
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's hard to. It's
the
hard
phone
for them
should
to get their
know
shot.
the fingerprint or something and not allow you to take the photo.
Is there anything else that a girl does? Like, no.
Nope, pretty much available to anything else. You can literally do
Anything else?
anything else other than
Anything
be
else.
boring and take selfies.
Got
You
it.
could be, you could kill your parents and I'd be like, yeah, but she's hot. She's a good looking gal.
She's cute, but
Yeah,
psycho.
I really like her.
I really like her.
Yeah.
Things are going well.
Well, that's about it.
Okay, stay tuned. We'll be sharing more of these stories when we come back. This one is going to be a little PSA, let's say, for the girls, most likely.
Oh, for the girls, not for illicit drug use?
No, not
Okay,
yet.
for the women.
Not
yes.
yet. Let's just
PSA.
say, had a guest before who blatantly said that she goes out and she will stalk, she will backtrack a phone number, see exactly what the guy's name is, where he works, where he lives, all the information before a first date. How much is too much stalking before your first
There's
date?
never enough stalking.
Really?
Show up at my window, see how I spend my personal time.
Hello from the other side.
I mean, if you're a woman, I think it's fair. Especially if you're like, maybe you live alone, independent or whatever, you should do your research. Like, you can't go out with a guy that you know very little. I mean, I don't know. For a guy, it's creepy. That's a double standard that benefits you guys, I think.
Really?
I think you should be able to just do a background check, see what county jails I've been in and out of. But for the guy, it's a little creepy to, you know, Google him and look up all this information about him. But I don't think there's anything wrong with, I mean, yeah, stalking's illegal. Don't stalk.
Don't
guys.
stalk.
Don't stalk.
A little
But,
stalking never hurt nobody?
Yeah. I was joking about the window thing, but no, you should do your research, honestly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Otherwise, you end up on a date with fucking Jeffrey Dahmer.
And you
then,
could
and
end
then
up
your head's in a
here.
freezer a week later, you know what I mean?
Hey,
Yeah.
what's up? You could end up here in the basement. We'll get to that. I was waiting for you to clap.
I'm over the
You're over the claps.
Yeah.
He's over the lead into
Just start
to
talking.
this stuff. Just like
Yeah.
go into it. All right, let's go straight in. What girls have reached out and said to you that they love the most about your book is that they kind of get, even though it's a satire, they get an inside look at what guys are really thinking.
They do. They get like the worst version of it too. Like the character who is like an uphanded, nightmarish version of me, I suppose, is just a complete asshole. So it is kind of like an insight to a dude's mind.
Because women
on a
love
date
assholes.
or on a, like even text etiquette, everything. Yeah.
But do you think, I mean, like truly, women love assholes? You think?
I think it helps.
It helps?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's a nice like goober. You know what I mean? It's just like, I mean, you want a nice, inherently nice person, but I think you should be. I don't know.
Okay,
guess it
wait, do
differs.
guys love the chase or do? 'Cause
Yeah, no, it's the George Costanza theory. Everyone wants what they can't have. It's like a psychological phenomenon, which is kind of interesting, honestly. But like, no one wants to be with someone that likes them. It's like the Groucho Marx thing, where it's like, I do not wish to be a member of any club who will accept me as a member. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't wanna
like
be
that
in
club
your
sucks.
shitty club.
I don't want to be part of that. I want to be in the high elite shit. Like, yeah, no, it's a weird thing where like you do need a chase. It kind of sucks, honestly, because it should be easier. It should be these two people like each other, they'll be together. And sometimes that happens, but there is like a weird psychological thing where people just like the chase or whatever, and you have to make it difficult or make it more worthwhile, because you think if they're just ready to be with you after 10 minutes, you're like, God, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's
okay.
like a weird double. It's a George Costanza theory. Like he's only in love with women that despise him. Like, that's just kind of how it is. Sometimes.
I kind of resonate with this, and I don't even think I've mentioned this to Joe before, but like, I have a really cool dad, a very cool dad, but a dad that his biggest fear was like, I don't know, for his girls to be out there and just be like stumbling through, which stumbled a little bit, but he would always say, even relationships, you're too available. You're too available. You're always there. You don't need to be. You need to So even just like advice that you would give to your daughter one day of like, don't go thirst trapping all in.
Yeah, there's a lot of mind games, but I do think genuinely, if like two people like there shouldn't have to be games. Or
There shouldn't have to be
if
games,
it's a
but
good
maybe in the
match
beginning.
and there's good chemistry, like it doesn't matter how quick she texts back or like if she doesn't talk to you for a few days. Like none of that should matter if it's like you actually like each other. But
if you have a little mind
It's
games
just-
in the beginning,
yeah, it's just how
Part
it
of
is.
it?
Yeah.
and we can learn about the mind games and Single and Loathing It,
In a really fucked up way, you can learn about the mind games.
we can learn about just
men,
like
yeah.
exactly what guys are thinking, because we want to know. We don't get it. We are just apples and oranges different, guys and girls. Seriously,
Yeah.
we're lost. You're like, yeah,
I
you guys
concur.
don't get it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely different from but yeah, I think the book kind of shows how a guy thinks, and again, it's all for comedic, entertainment, but there's a lot of truth in it in terms of like just what they're thinking on a date. When you first meet a girl, how do you approach it? There's a story in there about meeting the girlfriend's parents. Like, I mean, there's just everything in there that is kind of, yeah. The guy shows up fucking shit hammered and notices a cross on the wall and then says something sacrilegious, and then he's, But yeah, you should buy it.
You should
I don't
totally
care
buy
if you read it, but buy it, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy it on Amazon
Yeah.
today.
You can burn it. you can.
You said that. Okay, people are taking and buying your book and destroying it, shooting an arrow through it, lighting it
The
on fire.
best marketing scheme I could have ever imagined was somebody uploaded like a post of them, I mean, just destroying it, I guess. And I reposted it because it was funny. And it sparked this whole phenomenon of people buying the book and then destroying it. Like, this book has been shot with a bow and arrow. It's been burnt. It's been lit on fire, which book burning is back, if anyone's curious. It's holding up a wobbly table at the moment. It's like been
This is
thrown
from
off a
college.
balcony.
Yeah.
And because I started doing that, people, I think, just started buying it to destroy it in like a comedic fashion. And that garnered me more sales than any marketing publisher could have done. Yeah, so yeah, buy it. I don't give a shit what you do with it.
Buy his book, yeah. I mean,
Toilet paper,
I was
whatever.
just about to say,
Yeah.
quarantine, there's no toilet paper, you know, 2 books.
It's
Buy
very
them right now.
flammable if you decide to burn it. It will burn like pretty much immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got to, I mean, it also has been well received because it's been sent to Barstool, who picked it up at Barstool.
I have
you
a
say?
friend that posted it through them, yeah. But it wasn't, I mean,
They didn't shoot it
it
down,
was a
throw it
favor.
out.
It was a favor, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, at least they didn't throw it out on, like, you know, 57th Avenue and be like, peace, buy book.
They might have.
They might have.
I would love if homeless people started reading this book. They just found it. They just said, you know, they got the shopping carts. No
Yeah.
offense to homeless people, it's a struggle. But if you're just pushing along and you find this book, if you put it in your if you start reading it, that would make me really happy. So,
Yeah.
Do you have any homeless viewers?
I don't know. Do I have any homeless viewers? Are you out there?
Do they have access to this medium?
Do you have access? If
Yeah.
you do, please reach out. I
If you can somehow show me documentation that you have no home or place of residence, I will give you a free book and just
How are you
let me
gonna
know
find
what
them?
you think of it. Yeah.
He's gonna come find you.
Yeah, I might go past that. I mean, these are hard to give away, honestly. Like, I could walk down the street and pay people to take these on. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, we will find you and we will give you a copy of the book. I feel like people need to have. I know they need to have your Instagram handle for like questions of you know like how could I destroy your book or like where again on Amazon. Be
but, like,
creative.
Yeah, you should have a contest. Best way to F up my book.
You set that up. Yeah,
If somebody has a really great idea of how to just destroy this thing,
no one
just
shot
like,
it out of a cannon yet. There's a
slide
lot of
into
ideas
his
left.
DMs.
Yeah.
You have an interesting handle.
Yeah, it's inherently stupid. Home for dinner.
At home for dinner, but it's fur.
Well, home for dinner was taken, so I had to change I had to change a vowel. So home for dinner, F-E-R. Yeah, I don't know. I started saying that at college. It just means like, you know, that was easy. Home for dinner. You know, no big deal.
Yeah.
It really means it's very stupid. But here I am still with the handle home for dinner. So as a 31-year-old adult, my handle is home for dinner. Yeah.
It's cool. Slide in that DM, and if you have an extra cannon laying around, he'll probably just send you a copy, and you know, maybe we'll just go film it.
It has yet to be shot with an explosive as well. Just a bow and arrow at this point. Nothing artillery-wise. So yeah, there's an open room for
Improvement.
destruction of this book. Yeah.
Okay. We'll be looking forward to who slides into the DM with a great idea of how to destroy this thing. My favorite time of the show. I don't think you're prepared for
The
it.
end.
The end. And
About to get
also,
the fuck out of here.
that's what you think. It's called Dare or Scare, meaning I will dare you something that I promise you don't want to do, or I will scare you in the basement of the very haunted Lemp Brewery. And I know you're not from St. Louis, but I mean, there is so much history you could Google on the Lemp family curse. This was like bigger than Anheuser-Busch back in its heyday before Prohibition hit. And then everything went to shit. And obviously, so did the building, no offense, we love it here, but
I think it looks great.
it's cool, it's very cool. So basically, I challenge you, I know you don't believe in ghosts.
I don't.
You don't.
I
Never,
challenge
ever, ever.
any and all ghosts to show themselves today. And if they don't, I'm going to continue to mock and ridicule you for eternity.
So, okay, but like we even have recent kind of ghost stuff because allegedly there was someone in the 90s, so like chances are this guy still lives, and this was back when Cherokee Street was kind of a part of St. Louis you didn't really want to go to. Now there's a lot more bars and stuff popping up, it's getting better. But back then, you didn't want to be here, it was like ghost town. So this guy would find hookers
Nice.
on
I
the
like this guy.
streets. You like how I do that when I say hookers?
I like this guy. Yeah.
Find the hookers on the street, bring them back down here into the elevator shaft that we call the pit, and torture them, keep them there for months, and then kill them, stuff them in a trash can.
He's
Allegedly.
giving him free housing. He's not, you
Like
know.
stand-up guy, probably still alive. It was in the 90s, right? 90s, allegedly. 1994? You must have been Googling. He was Googling. So yeah, so I mean, like he could even show up one day, who knows? But you're not afraid of anything ghost.
Like I said, off camera, unless I see a little girl riding a tricycle without a fucking head, I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm not gonna be content.
Leslie, if your bitch ass isn't down there.
This haunted mansion, yeah.
So you want to go down in the pit by yourself because you're not scared? You go by yourself without me going down, or like you want all
Probably
of us
nicer
to go
in
down
my
there?
apartment. Let's do it.
Oh, nicer than your apartment. We shall see. See you down there. Mike says that he is not afraid of ghosts, but you might.
I might be if I meet one.
I mean, dude,
I
but
don't
are you
believe
like?
in ghosts.
Look at the space.
Yeah.
Like, look at the change from up where we were filming to like now. You get like a little uneasy.
I actually love the decor in here.
Do you?
This is nice.
This
yeah.
is-
the caged fencing. This is really nice.
Beautiful, beautiful.
There's a random
Shovel.
shovel.
Dig your grave.
It's
Dig your own grave. It's
I
no
mean,
problem.
I could live in this staircase. I could
Okay.
make it a nice
Okay.
home.
I might not even go all the way. I don't know how far I'll go in this. I might let you just.
You think you're gonna scare me, but
I'm
I'm
not
actually
trying
gonna
to
become quite accustomed here, and you're gonna have to call
you out.
somebody to get me out of here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, here we go. We're going down the pit. Downstairs in the very haunted basement, where allegedly, you know, you gotta Google it, the package killer. This is where all the women, the hookers, were kept. But I don't know if they're here. No, I'm telling you, this happened in the 90s. This guy could still be here. This could be. You had a leaky basement kind of childhood, huh? They let you out for dinner, that's it? You're seriously, this doesn't freak you. When I toured this space, pitch black just like this, I can't see where I'm going, like, I get so nervous down here. I hate it.
I'm trying to be a ghost. I would love to be a ghost.
Yeah.
Just a nice, wholesome, sweet, normal girl.
Just a nice ghost girl. Let's see. What do you think?
Any gals, any ghosts, any prostitute ghosts out there?
Don't, but not to me. You can provoke them as much as you want. I don't want that. I don't like, you know, not me. Not into it. It's a freaking creepy space. Keep in mind, you can tour this space if you want to. There are haunted ghost tours. You want to live here? I mean, this was like all bottle works, all before the Prohibition hit. This was it. Like, this was a booming place. This was. Why are you looking behind yourself? Freaking me out.
Oh, I'm just looking like, I'm trying to get deeper into space. And that looks creepy as down there, so I'm looking at like going down that.
The first time that we came down here and started shooting everything for the show, Cal and I didn't think that we could actually get through it. I'm not even kidding you. No, it was like heavy. Didn't you think, Cal? Like the next day we were both like, I don't know, I can do it. I mean, you get used to it. But I guess if you're not afraid of the paranormal,
The ghosts love you.
they might love me. You're gonna have to let me know. I don't want to go in there. No.
Do we have any like corporeal form,
I
like
can't see.
skeletons or anything?
Skeletons?
Yeah,
Pro-
just ghosts, just mystic figures.
Just, I don't know how much I want to go into that space, though. You know. So anyway, I hope you've had a lovely tour. I don't know about that. I don't really want to with that. I like to. You're seriously not afraid of it. It freaks me out.
I mean, it's like 4 p.m. You know, if it was like midnight. I'm trying to be a nice ghost, though.
Oh, please don't provoke it.
Hey, ghost. Show yourself.
No, don't show yourself to me. Hilarious. Really?
Dinner's ready.
Home for dinner. Okay, clearly he's not afraid of the ghosts. I am. Don't be coming at me. Okay, trying to walk backwards in heels. We've had so much fun today. If you want to tour this space, it is way more haunted than what Michael Dennis is able to believe in right now. But that's also because I fed him.
Comforting.
I've also fed him so much whiskey and alcohol that he's like, whatever, bring it on, Ghost. But if you want to tour this space, seeaghost.com will show you all of this and a walking tour of Lemp altogether. You'll walk past the mansion, everything in this area. The Lemp family is totally cursed. Find out for yourself. Whatever Michael Dennis says is what he says. Where can they find your book?
It is on Amazon. I think it's also at Walmart, but
Ooh.
don't go to Walmart. You're not,
Don't do it.
You're not a scum,
Ooh.
Hoosier, okay?
Ooh.
Shop at Amazon. It's called Single and Loathing It. Just type it in. And I don't care if you read it, but you should buy it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.